Well, here we are, just a few nights away from Christmas. It's a beautiful morning here in northern New South Wales. The birds are singing. It's early summer. Yep, you got that right. It's summertime in Australia. And Christmas is just around the corner. So we're going to talk to you a little bit today, friends, about how we celebrate a Christmas at the Bruderhof community.
And of course, this is a high point of the year for millions around the world. And we just want to celebrate that week with you and this special occasion and share with you from our perspective.
I love the little seasonal tiffs between women over which Stalin recipe is supreme and whether this cookie or that belongs on the plate.
The men are arguing over the barbecue sauce.
Yeah, something. So as you may know, there are Bruderhof communities in many different parts of the world, from Europe to North America, South America. Now we have a community in South Korea and, of course, here in Australia where we live. And in each of those places, the climate is very different. Some are experiencing a white Christmas this year, others a rainy Christmas, and we're having a green Christmas.
Yay.
And what I love so much about Christmas time in Australia, once you get used to not having the snow and ice, is the opportunity to be outdoors.
And with the children, we celebrate around food or singing or poetry and just spending time together also with our many friends and neighbors who want to join us.
So for some people, Christmas is traditionally a 12-day feast. For the Jewish community, of course, there's Hanukkah, which goes for 8 crazy nights, as Adam Sandler so aptly put it. But here at the Bruderhof, some people will go as far as to celebrate 100 days before Christmas and start the countdown there. So that shows how big a deal Christmas is to us. But I think really we could all say that the first Sunday of Advent, 4 Sundays before Christmas, that's when we really start to celebrate and when it really begins to feel like Christmas around here.
And one way we like to celebrate that is with a big community breakfast. All the little children are there and it's very joyous. And we usually start opening an Advent calendar, and that would be a large scale one that everybody can enjoy. This year it was a big puzzle piece.
Made by our youth.
Made by our youth that is forming a gorgeous painting on the wall. And of course, the Advent candles marking each Sunday is very important as we get closer to Christmas. The 4 candles to remind us of light increasingly coming into the world.
Yeah, it's beautiful to have these things that sort of build the anticipation, build the expectation, and also help us reflect at the same time.
And it's just wonderful to bring our friends and neighbors into our celebrations and have their perspective and share with them.
Every season we host a carol sing or a carols night. This year we had over 300 people come in from the locality to join us. There are also many of those types of activities in our local community, and we can go and support them. Carols in the Park, the combined churches put on a carols event. Many different ways to engage and to bring the message of Christmas to the wider community.
There's 2 traditions here that I love, and that's bringing meals to those who cannot celebrate Christmas or have no one to celebrate Christmas with them in the local towns of Glen Innes and Inverell, and then also caroling to the people who can't get out of their houses to join the carols. And our youngsters just love to participate in those events as well.
Sometimes we'll do community theater at Christmas time. Last year the community did an epic production of The Nutcracker.
Yes,
we missed it.
It was Scrooge.
A few years before that, as it happens, but every year it's something new and different. This year we didn't quite have the gumption and the energy to pull off a full-on theater production, but as you said, the children did many beautiful Christmas presentations for us, which is wonderful. There are, of course, many beautiful pieces of music written for Christmas, and we often find ourselves pulling out Handel's Messiah or Bach's Christmas Oratorio or some other such work and singing parts of them together. Also as a way of really preparing our hearts, but just the simple joy of doing our best with the music and having an orchestra, giving it a bash. It's good times.
And with the little kids, they love to dress up as their favorite Christmas character and sing the Christmas songs and play sort of rhythm instruments.
Yeah. And on the Advent Sundays, we often give the kids opportunities to do just that, to be there as an angel or a shepherd or a king while we sing songs that they know, and in that way really include them in the Christmas experience. The days and weeks leading up to Christmas also give us a really special opportunity to make sure that we are preparing room in our hearts. Yes. And what that often means is making sure that there's no grudges or, little niggling things that come between us, right, as a family, as a couple, but also with our brothers and sisters in community, and that we have forgiven those whom we may have had a little grudge against during the year. Things like that, which can make a real big difference to how we are ready to receive the gift of Christmas, but also how as a community we experience the joy of it, the true joy that's not just about the outward forms, but that's really a joy of the heart.
And seeking restoration of any kind in the days leading up to Christmas also means then that the New Year celebration is indeed a fresh beginning, a new beginning with openness and joy between us. As a community, we don't place a big priority on gift giving of things, and rather place a priority on gifts of the heart, time together, celebrations, slowing down, focusing on what's important. We make sure there's a gift for every child, and there's lots of gift giving of handmade things, but the biggest gift we give each other is just time to celebrate, to slow down, to talk, to sing, and to be present for one another.
As much as Christmas is a communal celebration for us at the Bruderhof, it's also clearly family time, and each family will have their unique traditions that they pass on to their children. I treasure the times when we're a family sitting around the campfire with friends. Often we end the evening with a few carols, and just taking that time to slow down and think about why we're actually celebrating in the first instance. And it's not about, you know, trappings and presents and all the things that the Grinch took to the top of the mountain.
Yes.
It's about something much more central. And one of our family's traditions, which I got from my family, is to only put up our Christmas tree on Christmas Eve, and actually to harvest it on Christmas Eve. So we go out into the wilds and come back with the perfect tree every year. It's amazing.
And then we decorate it together, and it's just wonderful. But every family has their own traditions, whether it's cricket game on Boxing Day, or always decorating with a tree that Grandpa and Grandma made, or, you know, it's really unique and fun to see all the different traditions. And of course, for all of us, the highlight is Christmas Eve, when we gather together to go to a live nativity with real animals and a real baby and real candles. And we stand there in the wonder and hear the story and sing the favorite carols and just really take in that Jesus came to this world for each one of us. Everyone will walk home then with a lighted candle and just take that light from the manger into our own hearts and homes.
And for the children and for those of us who want to become like them, it's a challenge to see how long you can keep your candle going. If you can keep it going all the way home. It can be quite breezy here, although it is warm, but that's always beautiful to see the lights leading back to the home. And yeah, like Naran said, just to stand in front of the tableau of the Christ child, Mary and Joseph, usually some shepherds with sheep, and the kings, and just think about what God did by sending his only son to this world for each one of us, and how Christ's life began in a manger, in a stable, and led through suffering, through trials, through many joys, but led ultimately to a cross, and then to his resurrection. And all that comes together on Christmas Eve, and certainly is expressed in many of the beautiful time-honored carols that we sing together.
And it's such a reminder that it doesn't matter what the exterior is, what the climate is, what the trappings are, what the presents are. It's a reminder that the real message and moment that we need to cherish from Christmas is the baby in the manger.
And then it's Christmas morning, and that usually begins in the family. Of course, if you have little people, it begins early. Fortunately for us, those days are a little behind us.
Yeah.
We have a little light breakfast together, open what gifts there are, and then typically we'll get together at some point in the morning, 10, 11-ish, as a community to celebrate all together. And often there'll be a large tree, gifts for the children, something delightful for everyone to participate in, and just really welcome Christmas and celebrate together, greet each other, look at each other in the eye, and know that we are recipients of the greatest gift ever given to all of humanity.
Amen.
So those are just some of the ways we celebrate Christmas here at the Bruderhof community. Please use the comments to tell us your favorite highlights from this season.
And from our heart and home to yours,
Merry Christmas.